Hey, what's up, guys? This is Steve Anchetta, the founder CEO over at Zig.ai. I'm here with Erick Ramirez, our founding sales director. In this segment, we go really unscripted, have some conversations around our sales experiences, kind of the goods, the bad, the uglies, and drop hopefully a little knowledge. What's going on, Erick?
Oh, I'm doing well, man.
So you've had a pretty interesting sales career because you didn't come from sales. Like you're not
Didn't.
you're not blue blood sales.
No, no.
So would you come from? So let's talk about that.
I came from operations, so like heavy operations, SOPs, manufacturing, having nothing to do with customer facing whatsoever.
First off, why come into sales, right? Because people that do operations, like it's safe. You're going to get a paycheck the rest of your life. It's not, I wouldn't say operations is low stress whatsoever, but it's very consistent, right? As far as like once you get into it, there's not a crazy amount of change that happens. Then you go into sales, which is an extremely volatile profession, albeit the most rewarding profession in my opinion. But like, what made you do it? Like,
I mean, one, obviously the money, right?
good answer.
The money, and then I get bored pretty quick. So being in operations, everything becomes pretty mundane. And then being in sales, and not only sales, but being more on the tech or telco, I feel like that's ever changing. So you're consistently learning. So that's definitely probably one of the things that brought me here.
Yeah. And so everybody knows, like Eric's been with me for at multiple companies, and we started in the telco and networking space. And so, I mean, that alone is a crazy industry. Like that's a wild industry because not only is everything changing, but you want to talk about chaos, that's chaos. Yeah.
Infinite products.
What was like your biggest eye-opening moment when you came into sales? Like what was like the shit where you're like, fuck, did I make a mistake? Or like this is
I think it happened to me twice. Once I sold a product, I thought I did everything by the book. We were ready to transition the customer, and I missed out one small detail. I didn't realize they had phones attached to their network, and I almost lost this company. It's been in business for about 10 years. Almost lost all their numbers.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, once you lose those numbers, like
They're gone.
they're gone. Like,
You're not getting them
yeah,
back.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can call Mr. AT&T or Mr.
It
Verizon
doesn't
himself.
matter.
Those
No,
numbers are
you're
not
not getting
coming
them.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an awkward conversation.
Yeah.
How'd you have the conversation? Like, I vaguely remember it happening, but like, did you bring me in or did you just deal with it? Usually, you're pretty. I'm gonna deal with it.
I
Guy.
kind of just winged it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, man, maybe I'll just kind of keep this on the low and nobody will find out that I dropped the ball completely.
Yeah.
Support let me know, and I just kind of reached out to the customer. I'm like, hey, I forgot to ask, you guys have phones, huh? And
Yeah.
obviously they did, and they actually ended up canceling the entire order.
Oh.
So I lost a sale out of that.
Yeah, I mean that happens, right? Like you don't win every single one, and I mean you did the right thing, right? Like at least it would have been worse if it would have gone too far. Then
Right,
yeah,
just transition it
yeah, and then
completely.
you canceled the order
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
What was the second one?
The second one, I think I was about 2 months in. I had this big deal. It was gonna blow out my numbers, cover me for the month, and I kind of just banked on that one. I was nurturing it the entire month. I'm like, they're gonna sign, they're gonna sign. 2 minutes prior to the month end, they decided to go with somebody else, and there goes my commission for the month.
Dude,
Yeah.
where the fuck was I during these things? Like I mean I always tell people like ever since Eric and I have worked together, he's always kind of had it figured out. But now I see like it was just like you were figuring out at your level.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah,
like,
for sure.
You're just like as long as nobody above you.
Yeah.
I think a lot of salespeople operate that way, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of stuff that like you have to deal with on your own
Yeah.
because you're taught to. Like, how do you feel like sales has affected kind of other parts of your life, like from building relationships kind of outside of it or talking to people like was there any before and after effect of before?
Yeah, for sure. I think I was a lot more introverted. I would hate speaking to people when I was out anywhere, and now I think anywhere I go, I just make conversation.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, it makes sense. I mean, it's cool. Like I always tell people when it comes to sales, like the interesting thing about the profession is that it's number one, the highest paying profession you can get without a college degree, right? Number two, there's always something new, right? So you never get bored,
Yep.
and it's always in demand. Like there's always companies looking
Yeah.
for good salespeople, and they can tell very quickly usually. I was talking to Tony earlier, and he was when he was a sales manager, he was talking about the kind of X factors that he looked for, and I feel like it's what a lot of companies look for when looking for a good salesperson. What would you say, like, if if you had, I heard Tony's old head knowledge. What's your kind of, having been in sales? I mean, you've still been in sales for almost a decade, but like, what's kind of like your newer version of that? Like, if you had to give advice, since yours is fresher, what advice would you give to a new salesperson?
Honestly, I think it would be two. It's just make sure you're consistently learning, especially in this industry, right? Things are changing on a daily basis, so you got to make sure you stay educated on everything. And then secondly is just try to forget the no's as quickly as possible. because you're gonna get so many no's. If you let that affect you, you're probably not gonna have a good time in sales.
Yeah, the no's are definitely the thing that like people
Yeah.
struggle with. Like, don't like. I feel like a lot of new sales reps take them personally, and it's like, dude,
I
don't
did
worry.
at first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then you have to go take a walk and talk to yourself and tell you you're enough, and yeah, you do all that. But no, I mean, dude, I mean, remember there was a point where we worked in a really small office together, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember when we used to do heavy cold calling on the phone. There was a guy who just told me off in front of everybody, and I was like
Everyone.
showing everybody that day how to make a good cold
Yeah.
call, and I made a couple good ones, but that one was just like, dude, just brutally just hammered me for
Yeah,
a
he
good
just went
a good 3 minutes and then hung
Yeah.
up on and then shortly after I think I got a deal from that, if you remember, and the dude like we thought he was going
It
to
was done.
sign, like it was done, and then last minute he had somebody who he had known for 10 years who was like, oh, I can do that,
Yep.
and then I lost the deal. So my point was
It
always to
happens.
kind of show the team like, dude, it happens to everybody.
Yeah.
Like
Any stage.
how you could be the Michael Jordan of sales, you're still
Mhm.
going to have an off day once in a
Yeah.
while, you know.
No, 100%.
So yeah, man, no, I think that's great. I think that's great advice. And I think it's advice that honestly, as long as you carry, especially the no advice, if you carry that through, it goes into personal life too, where just nothing really shakes you after
Yep.
a while. Yeah. So no, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for stopping by, and look forward to doing another one of
Yeah,
these.
definitely.
Thanks.